Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 30-day video reseller challenge. And in this session, what we're going to be talking about is setting up the talk channel. In the last session, we talked about the 4 core channels of your information marketing, right? And so we're going to do a little deeper dive into this first channel, which is setting up your talk channel. We're going to talk about how you're going to go about setting up your talk channel. So what's the talk channel? We talked about this. Basically what we're doing in the talk channel is we are establishing our authority in our sub-niche. And this is going to be where we're going to give people the opportunity to hear us in our own voice, even if that's when we're going to be writing. We want people to hear our opinion. We want people to hear our take on what's happening in the sub-niche. We're going to be talking about things. And what you talk about is going to depend on the niche. Right? In some cases, maybe you're in the weight loss niche, you may be talking about something that's happening now. If you're talking about something that's a little more stable, it really will depend on what's happening in the niche. What you're doing with your talk channel is keeping people on the cutting edge. Basically, when people come to your talk channel, you should be demonstrating your expertise and your connections. What does that mean? Basically, what I'm saying is that, in some cases, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be bringing people to your talk channel. Maybe you'll be doing interviews, or you're going to be bringing people that you have connected to so that people can bring that valuable information to your subscriber base, right? And the medium that fits best here is going to be the audio podcast. Maybe you've got some kind of online radio show or vlogcast. People are really trying to hear what it is you voice. And when you speak in your own voice, you do prove your expertise. You prove your authenticity, right? And interestingly, this can also fit if you're going to do some kind of terrestrial radio show. Now, again, I know that's not what everybody's going to be into, but it is a way for you to prove your talk channel if you are in a local area. Whatever you're doing, you don't want to be doing it on a regular basis, right? You could do it daily. Right? You could do it on a weekly basis. It really doesn't matter. You just got to be doing it on a regular basis, and you got to show up when you're supposed to show up, right, for your talking channel. Now, you don't have to put lots of time into and effort into equipment or platform until you're getting traction. So the best thing you can do is get started. So if you're going to be doing a podcast, don't go and get, the fancy dancy mic. Do what you got to do in order to get started. Yes, you might suffer a little quality in order to get started, but people are really trying to hear good content. So don't let the equipment get in the way of you getting started, right? You've just got to get started talking to your customers and your prospects. Now, audio podcasting can easily be started from your desktop computer. There are a number of free and paid services. I think it's Anchor or Spotify. I mean, you can just get started free. You don't really have to have anything fancy or high cost. If you want to interview people, there are services like freeconferencecall.com or Blog Talk Radio. And now this is really a small sample of resources. I'm pretty sure if you went to Google them, there's a lot more that you'd be able to get access to. It's really at this point that you got to treat this time you're spending as your marketing. Right? You are creating a marketing resource. This first channel, your talk channel, is a marketing resource. It is a path to find out more about you. You are giving people breadcrumbs in order to come to you and find out more about what it is that you have to offer. And what that means then is that what you talk about, right, should come directly of what you research. You ought to know about the sub-niche, right? This ought to come, directly out of your research. Shouldn't be any mystery about what you're going to have. Right? That should not be your problem, because if you know your market, and you should, if you know the sub-niche, and you should, then finding the subject really comes out of that particular market. What problems are the people in your sub-niche? What are they trying to solve? What goals do you know they have? Right? And which ones are the ones that people just find difficult to achieve? And so what's happening in the news can also be a way, of really getting to it, but only in this sense. If it changes the nature of the problems or the goals, that's where you're going to cover the news. Otherwise, don't just do news for the sake of doing news. That's boring. Right? You've got to cover the news that affects the goals and the news that affects the problems, right? And you ought to have a running list of 10 questions that your customer is asking. This is something that Mike Koenigs used to ask people who use the old internet marketing product Traffic Geyser. You should also have a running list of 10 questions that your customers should be asking, right? All of these things are going to be very important. Now, here's the thing about having a talk channel. You get started, nobody's coming, right? I think we talked about that. You're not going to have people. You're not going to have people coming when you first get started. Also, you need to commit to a schedule, because the easiest way for people to start finding you and coming is for you to commit to a schedule. Every Saturday at 7 p.m., every Friday at 2 p.m., you're going to release an episode. Whatever it is, stick to a schedule. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have an archive, right? Whether it's going to be on iTunes or YouTube or your blog, whatever the case is, you build up a nice archive. And what this says to people is that you are serious. Whatever you do, right, at the end of every episode or at the end of a blog post or at the end of your blogcast, you're going to tell people, right? You're going to give them a call to action. Tell them where to sign up for your mailing list. Tell them to sign up, and to find out where your next event is. Tell them when they can get, or where and how they can get similar information as to what they are hearing. Okay, if this has been helpful to you in any way, please give us a shout out at theplrshow.com/shout. Make sure you're subscribed at our website at theplrshow.com. And if you're going to be using hosting for your learning center, you can do that at theplrshow.com/LCHSTNG, as well as making sure that you have funnel building software, which you can get at FSCRTCH. Okay, I'm going to take a minute and answer a question and say, how do you approach influencers to do an interview? Okay, so what you don't want to do, what I found is that I think it's what Harvey McKay says, you have to dig your well before you're thirsty. So you want to make sure that you are already in motion. So you should already have established some contacts. What you don't want to have is that it's going to be the very first contact, if possible. Right now, one of the ways you can work around that is if somebody's got a book, somebody's got a promotion they're doing, you can then approach them at that time. So you got an author, typically Kindle authors, maybe Udemy course creators, they like to be promoted, right? So you can go get an affiliate link. You can say, hey, you know what, I'm an affiliate for your product. I just wanted to buy it, and here's one of the ways in which I promote. Right, so that's a great way to be able to do it. You already gotten your affiliate link. You're already ready to go. Hey, you really think that if they would be willing to do an interview with you, this would help you to promote them. Right, that's really probably the easiest way that I have been able to find.